Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Axiom Games LLC proudly brings to you its Upper Hand Development Diary number 8. Welcome, guys. Zachariah here with Axiom Games. I am so utterly excited about today's show. I know I was kind of running out of things to talk about last time, but I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So this is going to be really exciting. So, got a couple of announcements before we get into this. Number one. First of all, if you hear my kid in the background, I'm sorry. She's upstairs going absolutely crazy. But it's the independent developer for you. We got to deal with the kids. So number one, big announcement. This show, the game, has been put to Drive-Thru Games to get proofs. We are awaiting proofs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All the editing is done. It has been uploaded. It is on the Drive-Thru Games server. We are awaiting proofs. There is a digital copy that if I were to die tomorrow, they could hit a button and bam. So it's official. Myself and Mark, we can call ourselves game designers. Exciting day, exciting day. And we are getting very close to giving you guys a release date, possibly the next development diary, something along those lines. We do want to work out some other things, some small little kinks, and we want to make sure that those proofs are good for you guys. So the next announcement, the live play show, UHW, Upper Hand Wrestling. We are doing a live tabletop role-playing version of this game, so you guys will all get to see not just the game, not just how it's played. It will be showcased, but it also showcases its versatility, because right now there are 5 total players, and there hasn't been one time where we've all been on the same call together, which is pretty amazing that we've played almost a full show now. So that just speaks to the versatility of this game. But we are about to record episode 4 tonight. We have 3 in the bank that I am working on editing. And then I want to get at least a couple more in the bank before we start releasing them. But I am confident enough to go ahead and give a release date. And that is going to be Saturday, July 16th. That's right, Saturday, July 16th. The first episode will come out. We will keep posting them weekly on Saturdays. And then we'll probably post them here on Old Man Gaming as well as on the Axiom Game site. So check them out. We might release it Axiom first and Old Man Gaming a couple days later, just to get more eyes on the Axiom YouTube site. But yeah, we're ready to play it. It's going to be myself, Neil and Kayla Simpson are both playing, Jay Manhart, another one of our testers, and then the Bill Master, Phil Blazik, who also did this fine art you're seeing up here for the cover work. They're all jumping in, and what's really interesting about this is it's going very well, and 3 of the players don't know anything about wrestling, so it's very interesting. It just goes to show, hopefully, the versatility of the game. So look for that July 16th. Mark your calendars. It's going to be episode 1. But the episodes will mainly consist of 1 promo to kind of set up the match, and then 1 match, just because of play times, plus everybody's still kind of new to the game, so the matches are taking longer than they will towards the later on. Okay, so there you go. Huge announcements, guys. We're going to have a release date for you guys soon for the actual game, but the proofs are in the mail. We are waiting for the proofs to come to us, but unfortunately it takes 3 to 6 weeks for us to get those proofs. So it's going to be a little bit of time, but there is a digital version in existence right now. So this game is basic. This game's playable. It's gone gold. As if it was a video game, it would be gone gold. That's how we're looking at it. So we're very, very excited about this. But I always do a little rules dump. So I did remember this time that last time I said to you guys that I would dive into the tag team stuff this time around. And I feel like I should dive into the tag team stuff this time around. Like, that should be what we do. I actually remembered what I'm going to dive into the time after it happened. So go me, right? Go me. All right, so there's 2 types of, like, tag team affairs in wrestling, right? There's your straight up tag team match. That's where it's a team of 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, but one person is the legal man while everybody else waits in their corner. The legal man has to tag another wrestler to get that wrestler into the match, which creates all sorts of different drama. And then a pinfall, submission, whatever, gets you the victory. There is also tornado tag matches, which I don't understand why they keep the tag after it. Whenever I do my leagues, I just call it the dual team because I hate tornado tag because you don't tag. But a tornado tag match is where both wrestlers, there is no tagging. All the wrestlers are in the ring at all the same time. First pin, first submission wins. So this was very interesting and challenging to kind of look at in this game. And it's going to inform us on games in the future. And while it will look different than this game when we release a core system for other genres. It's going to be, you're going to see very much how much it's based off this. But let's get into that. All right, so the tag team match, very simple. You know, you got one legal man, one man on the outside. The way it works, though, with the cards is you still lay down 5 cards. If you have upper hand, you can make the tag. So you have to have that upper hand. Meaning if you're getting beat up, you need to hit a good reversal or get it in order to get out. Otherwise, they can cut the ring in half. They can keep you in and just beat you down while your teammate just watches. So you have to get that hand in order to get that tag. Now, when you do have hand, it's just a wrestling action. Bam! You just go, hey, I tag, and you just tag in. The other person comes in. When somebody comes in, it is interesting though, especially mid-round, because remember you got to lay those 5 cards out. So let's say you've played 2 cards, you've got 3 left, and you're like, hey, I want to tag out. You make the tag, the other person steps into the ring, and what happens then is the other person has to lay down, you have to do exhaustion still. The wrestler stepping out does exhaustion as normal, even with the cards that are unflipped, so one of those gets discarded from game. While the other wrestler has to put 2 cards down face up in place of the cards that have already been tossed, much like a multi-man match, and then plays the remaining cards unflipped across from their opponents, and then they're in the match. They will have to do exhaustion at the end of the round. However, here's where the bonus of tagging comes in. The person stepping out immediately recovers 1 point to a KO value of their choice. Then every 2 cards played, they recover another 1 point to another KO value that they've already had damaged. They can recover up to 3 in this manner totally, so that they can recover some of that health back. And anybody who's played this game, and I know nobody has, 3 points of health is huge. Then, interestingly enough, every 4 cards flipped, the wrestler will actually recover on exhaustion, which is very interesting. Actually get a card back, one of the cards that they've removed from the game. They can only recover up to 2 in this manner, though. They can only recover up to 2 in this manner without first getting back into the ring. Same with the health. They have to get back in the ring, then they can get back out and heal again. So quick tags actually make sense in this, much like in wrestling. Tagging in and out means you can start recovering again right away. You can just get that health back and forth. Of course, you drop the exhaustion. So it's an interesting dichotomy there. And then, of course, there's a few edges we put into the game specifically for tag matches and team matches. And then, as already spoken of, the double team moves, they just, the double team moves, one person has to have the double team. They have to take people down basically, it's like a gamble. It's like a gamble. We already talked about it last week. I don't want to go into it again, but one person just says, yeah, I'll go in at it with you. And if it's a failure, you both take damage. But if it's a success, extra damage is done. The wrestler tagging out, and then wrestler tagging out must do at least 1 maneuver before tagging back out of the match. So they can't just like tag in, tag out, tag in, tag out, tag in, tag out, and then just recover a bunch of stuff. Now tornado tag matches. This is really interesting. I'm really excited about this, especially since this is going to influence future games. Just the concept of this, and I'm teasing too much here, but still. Basically, this is where both men are in the ring, but there's a steadfast rule with this system if you don't want it to get overcomplicated or slow, and that is 5v5 cards, period. You cannot have 5v5v5. You can't have 5v5v5v5. You can't have that. It's too hard to figure out where the cards are going and how they're being directed. So it's 5v5 at all times, period. How this is played is interesting. Each player will have to have some token of their own that's unique. And then basically what will happen is if you're on a team with somebody, you choose which of the 5 you're playing cards-wise, and they choose which of the 5 they're playing cards. But there's only one exhaustion card, and either one of you could use it depending on how many you played. So, example, you know, like myself and let's say Neil are a team. I can play the first move, he can play the second. I can play 3 and 4, and he can play 5. Only one card is going to still be lost due to exhaustion. However, who knows which card is going to be lost out of our decks. The other thing that's interesting is the card you play across from is the person that you target. So, the player with upper hand, this is the only time this really matters. Putting the cards down is actually done in order of the person with the team with the hand gets to choose second. So if me and Neil get hand first on our team, and let's say Phil and Kayla don't have hand, they have to play the first card and decide who's playing it so that we can see who's playing it and decide which one of us is facing off with that card. You see how this works? So the card versus card is who's taking damage and who's being dealt. So it gets really crazy in the ring. So you have everybody playing to one pool, and it really makes an interesting teamwork sort of situation. Oh, he's down, he needs a break or something. Okay, I'll take all 5, you know, and I'll take both of them on at once. Stuff like that. It's a very interesting situation, but then you're eating all the damage. So it's going to create a lot of different chaotic strategies and situations there. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about everything because, guys, I'm a game designer, and I'm super excited about that. 40 years in the making, I can actually say I'm a game designer. It's exciting. So that's it. That's the development diary. Again, if you guys have questions or comments or anything you want to talk to me about, please leave them in the comments below. I'll make sure to read them the next week. And talk to you guys about it, answer anything we've got. As far as pricing, we are also considering pricing right now. I can tell you guys right now, it will probably, cannot 100% say, probably be under $20 to buy not just a copy of the game, but 2 decks of cards to play with. So it's going to be an extremely cheap, affordable game, which we're very proud of too, that we're managing to keep the cost down for you guys. So, all right, there you guys go. We will be back next week with an even bigger show because we might have more release dates. I'm not going to 100% say we do, but we're definitely talking about it this week. We're talking about pricing this week. And really exciting times, guys, really exciting times. So again, if you have any questions or comments, put them below. I will answer them. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.